So what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, where today we're going to be talking about the no campaign topic for Black Ops 4. If you're going to enjoy this video, please make sure to leave a like rating, hit the bell to never miss an upload from myself, subscribe to the channel to help me hit 2,500 subscribers, and with all that out of the way, let's start the video off with the first point I want to put in today's video, which is going to be the fact that Jason and the rest of the team can put full focus onto zombies. Not just zombies, but obviously the Battle Royale mode and the multiplayer as well. But considering that I'm a zombies YouTuber, this is definitely something that I'm more excited about. This is obvious to see as well, because you can see that they've already got 3 maps on the game already, and potentially what people have been saying, that there's going to be 4 maps on release, which is going to be absolutely insane to get. So when the game comes out, potentially 4 maps, and then each DLC we're going to get 2 maps per DLC as well. At the very least, that people are saying, because of the way we have these 2 storylines, so you're going to get 1 map per storyline in the DLCs at the very least. Now, to have these 2 storylines may not seem like a lot, but it really must have taken the team quite a lot of time and resources to actually put together. When you think you're trying to carry on a 10-year-old storyline at this point with the premise crew and that side of things, the storyline of zombies that we know so far, that's hard in itself. But now they're introducing a new storyline, which, to bring up a whole new storyline and to have a whole new universe and everything else inside that zombies, you got to make sure that that new zombie storyline doesn't conflict, or it doesn't steal anything from the original zombie storyline. And you got to make sure that the continuity between the 2 separate storylines stay on their own. You got to make sure they don't cross over in any way unless you really wanted to. And to have 2 consecutive zombie storylines running parallel with each other, that's pretty hard to do, and that's going to take up a lot of resources, a lot of time, and a lot of their hard work to be able to do this properly. And by having the team correctly to do so, they can take away the team from the campaign side of things and try and put more people onto the zombie side. So it brings me into my second point, which is that Treyarch aren't wasting their time or resources on a one-time playable campaign, but instead focusing on replayability where the fans want it. So again, this sort of just goes into what I just said. But the campaign, the team who makes the campaign, again, a lot of time, a lot of resources, and you probably don't realise how much money goes into that type of thing. When you think about the storyline that they have to write, when you think about the actors that they have to invite in and get voiceover work for, and you think about all the motion capture that they have to actually do as well, and that stuff isn't cheap. And there's a lot more that goes into it as well. But just to put on the basis, you just have to think about the time that it takes to make one of these, which takes a long time. It will take at least a year and a half, at an estimate guess. But I would say that would take at least a year and a half to make. And the other year and a half that they spend in their development is probably coming up with the actual idea itself. But when you have to pay these people for that long, these people, obviously they're voice actors, which, that's their job. They need to make the money, so obviously trying to give them enough money to actually do this thing is not cheap. Motion capture isn't cheap either, and everything else that goes into it. Campaign's expensive. Yes, they've done it for all the other CODs that I can think of at least, but Treyarch has decided not to do it for Black Ops 4. And part of that, I feel is because it's just not replayable. People normally play the campaign once and then that's it. At least I know I've played campaign in a lot of Call of Duties, and all of those I've played it once, maybe twice at a push. But then you look at something like zombies or multiplayer, and you look at the amount of times that I've played the same zombie map over and over. And I'm not even that much of a player. I play it whenever I get the time to. You look at someone who's a actual zombies YouTuber who that's their job and they do it for a living. You look at someone like that, when Black Ops 3 was in its prime, you look at these big zombie YouTubers who are playing at 8, 9, 10 hours a day, every single day. You tell me that that's not more replayable than a campaign which you can complete the entire campaign in about 4 or 5 hours, and then that's it, you never even touch it again. You then tell me about the viewership as well. With things like Revelation, when Revelations first came out, you have Noah J456, Mr. Awfuls, Mr. Dalek JD, all these other big zombie YouTubers who were literally putting in millions of views just because they were streaming this map, because it was such a hype time to be a zombies fan. Right there was at that point was just such a hype moment, and because of which there were so many millions of people watching those videos, and that was a lot of views for people to bring in. And I just want to say as well, I would say right now that zombies is a much more deeper storyline in campaign anyway. But you look at the viewership of the zombies compared to viewership of campaign, you had hundreds of thousands of people playing campaign. That's still quite a lot, but compare it to the millions of people playing zombies, then you know you have to go with whatever the majority of the audience want to go for. And this isn't just for zombies, but I'm also talking about multiplayer and the battle royale mode that will be coming as well. Battle royale, you look at Fortnite and you look at PUBG and you see these two games and they're huge right now. And like Fortnite is the biggest game so far, like in the gaming industry and on YouTube especially. Like it's bringing in billions of views like across all the YouTube channels combined. Like, it's a very popular game. So honestly, I'm not surprised that Treyarch decided to look at that and go, right, this is the biggest game so far. How are they making so much money? How are they making so many people watch their game or play their game? It's because it's Battle Royale and people, for some reason, are finding that really enjoyable right now. So let's go ahead and bring in Blackout, which is our own version. Hopefully we can try and compete with the market right now. And obviously again, making Blackout, which is their Battle Royale mode, is going to bring them a lot more money than what a campaign mode is going to. In Black Ops 3 they had the single player campaign and the Nightmares mode, both of which were very unpopular, so why would they try this again? I know especially the Nightmares mode, even though that wasn't a traditional campaign, that was a zombies campaign, people only played it if they were a huge zombie fan, and even then they struggled to get through the whole thing because it was literally a copy and paste of the original single player campaign in Black Ops 3, just with zombies and zombie assets added in. But then the single player campaign itself in Black Ops 3, from my knowledge, wasn't that popular at all. You look at the trophies on PlayStation and it has like 25% of people actually completing that campaign. So if 3/4 of your fan base are not playing something in your game, you probably would think to yourself, is this even worth even making? When the other 3/4 are on other game modes like multiplayer and zombies, then you wonder whether you should invest more time into those game modes and just say sorry to the 25% or less, but we're going to put more time into something that the majority of the fan base love. Treyarch like to innovate by being the first COD title in years to say that we aren't having a campaign in itself is innovation, and is also a very brave move on their part. People don't understand that by not having a campaign mode, it sort of is innovating because this could potentially become the future, and I'm not saying it will be because I know a lot of people would like there to be campaign in the future, but potentially this could become the future where a lot of games in the future could just drop the campaign altogether. Now, like I say, this isn't like true by any means, and I sort of wish there was campaign coming back, but if it was between campaign and having extra content elsewhere, then I would prefer the extra content elsewhere due to all sorts of different factors that I've already spoken about in this video, including replayability. Treyarch have stated that obviously this is the only COD title that they're experimenting with so far, so by the time the Black Ops 5 comes out, they could go back to having a campaign. This is just like something they're trying with Black Ops 4 exclusively. This also doesn't mean that other developers like Infinity Ward or Sledgehammer are going to take note from this. They will most probably still carry on with the campaign anyway. It's literally just Black Ops 4 right now that they're experimenting with to see the feedback and to see how this game actually goes with sales and everything else. The one last thing I wanted to put in this video is the fact that yes, the campaign was good for those who played it. I played a lot of campaigns, so take it for myself personally. But eventually it just had to stop. And like with the original zombie storyline, even though they are carrying it on, they're not carrying it on 100%. They're carrying it on in parallel with a new zombie storyline. With the campaign, it's the same thing. Like, how many years in a row do they have to bring out a new campaign in order for people to play until they get bored of it? And honestly, like I say, take it from me personally, because I have played so many campaigns in Call of Duty. I have done the campaign in Call of Duty 2, COD 3, Modern Warfare 1, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, Ghosts and Advanced Warfare, and then halfway through Black Ops 3 I decided to stop because that's when I got bored of it. So doing the campaign in all of those Call of Duties, and I did them all on Veteran as well, like it wasn't like I just did them on regular and stopped. I did do them all on Veteran, so I know the campaigns fairly well. They just got to a point where I just got bored of it because like it felt like the same game over and over and over again. Now I did hear from people that the campaign in Infinite Warfare was actually really good, but the issue was I just never once even bothered about thinking about playing that campaign. So like halfway through Black Ops 3 I stopped, which meant that Infinite Warfare's campaign also suffered, which also meant that the campaign in World War II also suffered as well, because I didn't bother playing either of those campaigns. Once I stopped like caring about the campaign, that was it. I didn't bother playing them. And that might be because I found my solace in zombies more. It might be because I decided that I love zombies more than campaign now. I used to be a very big fan of campaign, but zombies has taken over the years, and I feel like zombies are a lot more fun now than a campaign is. But anyway, I think I'm going to leave the video there. Let me know what you guys think about this all in the comments section below. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed this topic, and also hit the bell notification to be notified when I upload a new video. Subscribe to the channel to help me hit the 2,500 subscribers. It would mean so much if you could. And if you want to put down in the comment section as well that you subscribed, I'll give you a shout out in my next video. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching the video. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.